Let's go ahead and kick things off here with the Stros and Seattle. Minus 425 now is that series price for Houston to win 2 more games. Seattle plus 340 for them to come all the way back. So in this game 2, we do have minus 155 on the money line there for Houston. Seattle plus 135. We got Framber and Luis Castillo, a total of 6.5 runs. Nate, I'm setting you up here to tell me what you like here in game 2 with this pitching matchup.
I think you got to lean Mariners a little bit. Mo was on them there in game 1, and man, they jumped all over Verlander. Framber is definitely a little easier to get to. I mean, they got to him for 3 earned runs both times they faced him this year. Seattle is the 9th lowest ground ball rate against lefties, so that explains some of their success against him. And he has not been as successful in the playoffs for sure. I mean, his ERA last year was blown up by that Braves lineup, gave up 5 earned in both World Series starts. This Mariners team, I mean, a lot of momentum, a lot of belief probably forming after what they did to the Blue Jays, and then being able to rally the way they did against these Astros. I don't know if plus 135 is enough to just fire on this game, but we talked about prior to game 1, the Astros winning that first one and then the Mariners winning the series. So I'd still be interested in the series price for sure. And for Seattle to even force a game 5, about the same as this money line here, plus 130 right now. I think go ahead and take them to just pull it off at plus 340, like you said. That's some intriguing juice. As far as the pitching matchup, yeah, I think Framber under 5.5 Ks worth a look. Luis Castillo is extremely talented. We saw what he did in his postseason debut. He matches up pretty well against the Astros, who have never seen him, and they struggled a little bit against the slider in the second half. They were great against the changeup and fastball all year, but I think he'll be able to eat up some innings here and then give the Mariners a slight edge in the bullpen, and maybe a slight edge with this lineup, at least at the top, a top-heavy lineup that I think should be able to produce against Framber. I'll take the Mariners. I'll take the underdogs.
Yeah, I talked about this a little bit when we did our preview of the playoffs. They just match up pretty well against Framber, like you were saying. That being said, I do have this line fair, but yeah, I talked about how Seattle hits sinkers very well. They're 7th against sinkers. They have the 4th lowest ground ball rate, so they're just very good at lifting the ball, like you were saying, staying out of the trap that Framber sets for you. And as far as like strikeouts go, they rank in the middle of the pack against lefties. So, yeah, I'm not really too sure about the prop, but I do think they have definitely a fighting chance against Framber. I mean, Castillo isn't very far behind him in the projections that I have. So as long as he keeps throwing 97, which, he definitely was at the end of the year. Lefties have given him a few problems in his career. Not so much this year. He's been very good against them and just really, really good against right-handed batters. I guess what I'm saying is if you want to look for some props, I would try to find something for Jordan and Kyle Tucker. But yeah, Castillo still had a 282 WOBA allowed against lefties. So I really also like in this game, once again, looking at the bullpens, it's really huge that they got the day off here. They got really lucky because they rode their bullpen super, super hard. So it benefits them quite a bit more than the Astros, I think. I'd be not feeling as great for sure if they had to play the next day, given the workloads they put on their top bullpen arms.
Yeah, a little bit devastating last night with the way the Mariners lost, knowing that you were definitely feeling them, Mo. And it's one of those moments where you were right. You just didn't end right.